Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a huge bag. Oh, it's massive. Measures 8.5 by 6 by 2 inches, which is 21.5 by 15 by 5 centimetres, and it's a whopper. Guess what fits inside? A stamp set. That's a clear mount stamp set. But you can fit one of those and a full-size wood mount one. No problem. No problem, no buckling, no bending, which means you can fit super duper embellished cards in there. You could fit a stamp set and matching framelets. You could probably put a stamp set and punch. I don't know, I haven't tried that one yet. Let's have a look. You could fit a stamp set and punch. Stamp set, punch. Although I probably wouldn't want to, because that would make it a little bit on the heavy side to be hanging with a handle, but the point is you can if you want to. So, love it. Going to show you how to make it. You need to not drop your DSP on the floor. You do need 2 pieces of cardstock to start with to make it. They measure, let me move that right out of the way, 8 by 11 inches each, so 20 by 28 centimetres. So I've got 2 of them, and you score them both identically. So the long side first, you score that at 8.5 and 10.5, okay, which is 21.5, 26.5. Turn it round and score it just once at 2 inches, and then you do exactly the same on this one. So 8.5, 10.5, which is 21.5, 26.5 centimetres. Turn it round, score it at 2 inches, which is 5 centimetres. So that's your scoring done. So I'm going to fold and burnish these score lines. That's one done. This probably was a bit of a mistake to put put everything down on my stamping scrub. Look, I've just got little marks on it. Oh well, it's the inside, it doesn't matter. My stamping scrub is just there, and I've been filming, and yeah, it probably needs a bit of a clean. Oopsie daisy. Okay. So we're going to trim, then we're going to put the DSP, because it's a big piece of DSP, then we're going to stick it all together. So on each of them, and they are, there's the DSP, absolutely identical. Both of them, we need to get rid of that section there and then trim up. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that, or we'll cut that I should say, and the same over here. So that's ready to stick together, but like I say, it's the big pieces of DSP. And they are actually only one sheet of DSP, and then you still get bits left over. This larger piece measures 8.25 by 5.75 of an inch, which is 21 by 14.5 centimetres. You need 2 of those, and then you need 2 for the sides, which go around on the side, which measure, I can't remember, 5.75 by 1.75, which is 14.5 by 4.5. This is garden green cardstock, but I've got mint macaroon, or macaron, however you want to say it, DSP, because I wanted the tone on tone, and I'll bring back in my first one. This was chocolate chip with tic-tac-toe over it. I liked the contrast of the colours. I thought it was really just a little bit different, because you know, it's easy to go tone on tone and same on same, but you know, I like to mix things up now and again. So on one panel there, and on the other, and this is the Designer Series paper background stacks, which are lush, they're so pretty. And that is going on the end piece. And that one as well. And now I can stick the box together. So whether you want to use tear and tape or fast fuse, whichever you want to use, run some adhesive down one of these parts and attach your other one to it. and I find if I line up the crease and there's enough lump there to make it not slip, it will line up absolutely perfectly. And so now I need to put adhesive down this one. Let's just press that into place. And that will fold over and stick down. Fine. So holding the sides and whatever is the bottom or the front, they are actually identical. More adhesive, and if you are going to put something heavy in, you know, go to town with your glue. Make sure it's all secure. There we go. Punch a couple of holes in there, and I've taken the largest one. I think that's 1/4 of an inch. Punch through on both ends. And I've got my mint macaroon, which I've literally thrown it across the floor. Spotted lace trim. And if you just poke it through one side and tie a knot, but tie a double knot and don't make it too tight, you will find that it won't come through. Won't pull back through. And then decide how long you want it. I think that's about right. Come back in and basically do the same on the opposite side. So just tie a double knot again. And that's your handle done. And then just to decorate, I went with the opposite way round. So I went with chocolate chip with the pail on the top, and I've done the tag the opposite way round. So I've got a piece of mint macaroon cardstock which measures 2 by 5 inches, which is this one. The Garden Green Designer Series paper that measures 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. And you need to punch them both first. I don't know how well you can see, but it just layers up prettily there. So this one just slides in and punches. This one, you need to, because there's room for it to move, you need to just make sure that it's gone. You need to look through the back basically to make sure that you're centred. And then when you round off the bottom corners and stick it together, you'll find that it lines up beautifully and you just get a nice prettily layered effect. There you go. Don't worry too much about the hole, which I don't think you can see anyway. Don't worry about that because we're actually not going to use that. We're going to cover it with an enormous bow, which you can't see, it's just popped off camera. I'm going to cover it with a huge great big bow. So it's more about just sort of getting this nesting shape. So I'm going to stick that on, use some fast fuse. Stick that on there. I'm going to, oh, I thought that was my loose ribbon. Here we go. It's here. I'm going to tie a big sort of droopy floppy bow. I want lots of tail from this bow. And this is quite forgiving, this stuff. I love it. It's pretty and it likes me. Hey. And I could be here for all day fiddling about with that bow, so I won't. So let's just trim off a bit. So that's going to sit on the top. And then you just go to town with loads and loads of flowers, just as I've done. You don't want to sit and watch me do dozens of flowers, so I won't. I will do a couple, just for fun factor, because it's the Petite Petal Punch, and it might be that this is your first time of watching one of my videos, so I want to show you how I put my flowers together. Petite petals and itty bitty accents. So just have a couple of all of those. Let's move that out of the way for a minute. So if you haven't seen me do this before, very clever. You stick your flowers onto a spongy mat, and this is actually the inside inserts for the caddy that you use to hold your clear mount blocks, but any kind of sort of piercing mat or spongy mat will do. You take the back of your paper piercing tool and you push it into the centre of the flower, and it elevates it just up like that. So I think I've probably done a few too many, so I will just do a couple of each, and I will decorate the tag. Because like I say, once you see me do one, it's the same. So I've got the large basics crystals, these are the largest ones for inside the larger flowers. And then medium size to go inside the smaller flowers. Turn them all upside down. Grab your mini glue dots and start placing them out. So I like to mix up my colours. I work in threes as well. So there'll be 3 big, 3 small. And there'll be 3 that are white and 3 that are green. Odd numbers is always useful to work with. Just apparently it's meant to be more aesthetically pleasing. So there we go, that's on the front. You could cluster some more down at the bottom like I've done there, or just leave it simply like that. But I'm absolutely delighted with this. I kind of discovered after I'd made the box, I can't even fit them both on camera, I discovered afterwards that you could fit the stamp sets in. What a bonus. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I'll keep showing you them both, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.